The fishing boats have set sail from the coast and returned after their long voyages. This seafood harvesting process has been passed down through generations, reflecting the enduring relationship between humans and the sea. The vast ocean is not only a source of abundant food, but also holds potential for a prosperous future. Among the most sought-after species are lobsters and king crabs. Both of these species are characterized by their solitary and territorial nature, living hidden under the rocks of the ocean floor. Today, join us at Nature Farm as we explore the lives of fishermen in the USA and how they catch billions of lobsters in the ocean. But first, I hope you'll take a moment to like the video and subscribe to our channel to support our hard work. Without further delay, let's get to the details. Homarus americanus, also known as the American lobster or Atlantic lobster, is widely distributed from the waters of Maine to New Jersey in the United States. This species inhabits coastal waters and can be found at depths of up to about 700 meters, approximately 2,300 feet. Lobsters take from 5 to 7 years to reach a legally harvestable size, depending on environmental conditions and food availability. In the lobster fishing industry, an average fisherman can operate between 250 to 300 traps each day. The lobster yield in a season can reach up to 800 or 900 pounds. Over the past 100 years, the lobster industry has undergone numerous changes in management regulations, including fishing equipment and methods. These adjustments aim to minimize the impact on the ecosystem while enhancing the sustainability of the fishery resources. From an economic and social standpoint, the value of lobsters has undergone significant transformations. At the beginning of the 20th century, lobsters were considered a staple food, often reserved for people with low incomes. However, today, lobsters are seen as a premium seafood, symbolizing luxury in gastronomy and frequently featured in exquisite meals. The changes in how lobsters are accessed and their market value reflect shifts in consumer habits and societal perceptions of this type of seafood. In the seafood and agriculture industries, lobsters is considered a premium product, appealing to the upper class and possessing high economic value. One of the most significant changes in the lobster market in recent years has been the strong increase in demand for live lobsters, as consumers increasingly prefer fresh lobsters. In response, lobster processors have changed their harvesting and processing methods by catching and processing lobsters directly on the ship. This process not only ensures the quality of the lobsters through immediate preservation but also supports direct transportation to the market. Frozen fresh lobster products have become a common standard on the international market. Lobster fishing along the northeastern coast of the United States is a traditional occupation that has been passed down through many generations for over a century. It is important not only to harvest high-quality lobsters but also to ensure that this resource can be sustained for future generations of fishermen. On a typical workday, fishermen begin their tasks at 3 a.m., preparing their equipment and enticing bait to place in the traps. These traps, often made from steel or wood, use fish or other seafood as bait and are positioned in locations believed to be frequented by lobsters. This activity requires not only patience and experience but also a deep understanding of lobster behavior and natural conditions to achieve the highest efficiency in harvesting. The design of lobster traps is optimized to facilitate the entry of large lobsters while ensuring that young lobsters can escape through a small integrated door. These traps are typically placed at depths ranging from 6 to 90 feet below the seabed. The standard operational cycle of the traps lasts from 2 to 3 days, after which fishermen return to retrieve the traps. The process of pulling the traps onto the boat is supported by a specialized hook and a hydraulic trap retrieval system, functioning as an automatic pulley system that helps move the trap from the seabed to the boat. Each trap has a maximum capacity of about 20 lobsters. After inspection and harvesting, the trap is returned to its original location to continue the fishing cycle. This process is repeated until the end of the fishing season. The lobsters caught are immediately sorted on the boat, and those that do not meet the standard size of under 3 1/4 inches or over 5 inches are released back into the sea. Regulations also include measures to protect egg-bearing female lobsters. This method aims to ensure the sustainability of the lobster population, balancing exploitation and conservation. For divers, each operation must be performed quickly and accurately due to the time constraints and the limited amount of available oxygen. This is necessary because lobsters can weigh up to 44 lbs and are very strong underwater, posing a potential risk of injury to people. A study on the exploitation of seafood is akin to searching for hidden treasure in the vast ocean. An activity without a detailed roadmap or certain outcome forecasts. Success in lobster fishing largely depends on choosing the right hunting spot. Speculation and luck play significant roles in this journey. In the United States, regulations are being tightened for fishermen to promote sustainable development and conservation of aquatic resources. Sea fishermen must possess a lobster harvesting license and strictly adhere to regulations regarding the minimum and maximum sizes of lobsters that can be harvested. Fishing activities typically begin in the early morning, before dawn, when fishermen take their boats out with the goal of catching as many king crabs as possible. They use special traps to lure and capture these giant creatures. In the fishing industry, a common trapping device is the box-shaped crab trap, which is constructed from a steel frame covered by nylon mesh. Each trap weighs approximately 600 to 800 pounds, and a fishing vessel can carry between 150 to 300 traps. Typically, king crabs or snowfish are used as bait, placed inside these traps before they are dropped into the dwelling area of the emperor crabs at the seabed. The location of the traps is marked by buoys on the surface of the water to facilitate retrieval after soaking for 1 to 2 days underwater. The harvesting process is the moment fishermen look forward to the most, as they pull up their traps to check the results of their catch. Emperor crabs that do not meet the minimum size requirement, measuring 7 inches in length and weighing between 7.5 to 8 lbs, are released back into the ocean. Crabs that meet the standards are kept alive on the ship in tanks until they are brought ashore for sale. However, in extremely cold weather conditions, live emperor crabs are at risk of freezing and bursting if not handled promptly. Additionally, if a crab dies in the tank, the toxins from the dead crab can kill the other crabs, making the immediate removal of dead crabs essentially to avoid poisoning the live crab stock in the tank. After being harvested, king crabs are transported to the port and stored in oxygenated ice water pumping systems to maintain the freshness of the product. The Alaskan king crab fishing season typically occur in the fall in the waters of Alaska and the Aleutian Islands. Once processed, the king crabs are shipped worldwide for consumption. In the seafood industry, once certain type of king crab are allowed to be harvested at specific times of the year, according to legal regulations aimed at protecting marine resources. Similar to regulations for lobsters, only male individuals are permitted to be caught and processed according to the rules. King crab, a high nutritional food source with significant economic value, requires fishermen to make many sacrifices, not just in terms of labor but also in terms of their own safety. The profession of catching king crabs records a mortality rate for fishermen that is approximately 80 times higher than that of other occupations. Specifically, during the fishing season, there is usually at least one fisherman death per week, with over 80% of these fatalities due to drowning or hypothermia. Fishermen also face the risk of injuries from operating heavy machinery and equipment. However, in the United States, for fishermen, harvesting lobsters and king crabs in major sea regions remains the fastest route to wealth, despite the dangers posed by large waves and strong winds at sea. This fishing activity not only generates income for the fishermen but also has a positive impact on the economic development of the area. The connections that fishermen create help us connect more deeply with the ocean, from lobsters and king crabs in the sea to when they appear on our dining tables, through a long and arduous process to which the fishermen have contributed significantly. The ponds among the rice fields and the small rivers are starting points for today's adventures, are the origins of these important value chains. In the field of agriculture and aquaculture, local farmers in this area are not only engaged in traditional farming activities but have also expanded into developing the aquaculture sector. They have turned shrimp farming into a primary and significant source of income. Currently, we will explore the process by which farmers raise shrimp and produce billions of shrimp in an industry valued at an estimated $68.4 billion. Modern farm-raised shrimp account for 55% of global shrimp output, with about 75% of farm-raised shrimp production primarily occurring in Asian countries such as China, Thailand, Indonesia, India, and Vietnam. Shrimp farming in these developing countries has become a significant source of income and an economic development driver. The shrimp industry has dramatically transformed for small-scale enterprises operating in traditional ways to a globalized industry adopting advanced and modern technologies. Breakthroughs in the aquaculture sector have enabled farmers to adopt intensive shrimp farming methods with high densities, thereby achieving high yields each season. One of the most crucial factors is the use of female shrimp breeds capable of producing between 150 to 500 eggs per reproductive cycle. The egg incubation process usually lasts from 15 to 21 days to increase the embryo survival rate before they hatch. Afterward, the embryos are transferred to shrimp farms, where their life cycle takes place under the strict supervision of farmers to optimize the farming conditions, thereby enhancing the efficiency of the intense shrimp farming model. To ensure rapid and uniform shrimp growth, farmers need to employ meticulous management strategies regarding growth rates and nurturing processes, aiming to achieve standardized shrimp sizes at the farms. During the preparation for the new shrimp brood at Saint Farm, adjusting the pH level in the ponds is a crucial step to create ideal conditions for shrimp growth. The ponds are equipped with covers to provide oxygen and are fitted with a system of plastic pipes at the bottom aimed at efficient water suction and gas expulsion. The nutritional regime provided to the shrimp consists of a mixture of high-protein feed pellets, including fish meal, soybean meal, and other nutritional additives, distributed according to a detailed feeding schedule aligned with the shrimp's growth rate. Through meticulous nurturing, the shrimp can reach a size of 5 to 8 individuals per kilogram. In intensive farming conditions, the shrimp can achieve an ideal weight within about 80 days, with a potential yield of up to 55 tons per pound. The shrimp farming process takes place in large ponds, where they undergo an incredible developmental journey, reflecting the perfect blend of traditional methods and modern technology. The farmers here not only create a sustainable production chain, but also contribute to the welfare of economic development of the community. The farmer's day begins early in the morning, regularly inspecting and monitoring the shrimp to assess their health status and readiness to the harvest season. Harvest time sometimes requires them to work at night to ensure the shrimp are quickly harvested and transferred to the processing facilities on time, maintaining the highest quality for the product. Farmers use traditional feeding methods, walking around the ponds to ensure the food is evenly distributed, helping to maximize the feed consumption rate up to 95%. This shrimp farming facility has invested in upgrading its automation systems, including an automatic food distribution machine. However, the cost of feed still accounts for 50% to 70% of the total production costs, which is quite common in the aquaculture industry. To assess the water quality in the ponds, shrimp farmers monitor indicators such as dissolved oxygen, pH levels, ammonia concentration, and the color and smell of the water. When the water quality deteriorates, typically due to excess food and shrimp waste, the farmers proceed with water treatment to prevent diseases. Water treatment is usually carried out regularly in the morning using disinfectants, followed by the addition of biological products to promote the growth of beneficial bacteria in the pond environment. Market-size shrimp are cultivated from the juvenile stage until they reach market size, with each farm typically having 1 to 2 production cycles per year. The decision to harvest shrimp depends on factors such as the health of the shrimp and market prices. Before harvesting, shrimp samples are taken from various areas in the pond to assess the average weight and overall health condition. Shrimp are usually harvested when they reach an age of 3 to 6 months. At smaller farms, harvesting is often done manually using nets or traps. At this farm, after draining the water, the shrimp are collected using nets. In the aquaculture industry, the harvesting and preservation of shrimp after netting requires strict technical measures to ensure product quality. The harvested shrimp are immediately transferred to plastic containers filled with ice to keep them cold, which helps prolong their freshness and prevent autolysis, as shrimp gradually die within less than 10 hours after harvesting. Freezing the shrimp is the next critical step. They are transported to a cold storage or directly to a processing plant. Here, farmers and plant operators must closely coordinate the transportation route. Transport is usually done by temperature-controlled trucks to ensure the shrimp remains fresh. At the processing plant, shrimp are treated through a procedure that includes the use of antioxidants to prevent the formation of melanin, which affects the color and quality of the shrimp. Afterward, the shrimp are washed and evaluated for color and quality before being sorted. This process must be carried out quickly and accurately to minimize the degradation of quality. The shrimp may further be processed by peeling, beheading, or blanching. Then, the shrimp are packed in plastic bags and boxes, after which they are frozen to prepare for export. The goal of this process is to complete all steps from when the shrimp are taken out of the cold wash tank to when they are placed in the freezer within no more than 4 minutes to ensure the quality of the final product. Temperature management during processing at the factory must always be maintained below 3 degrees Celsius to ensure that the shrimp are not affected by temperature changes, which can degrade product quality. Any failure to maintain this temperature can lead to significant economic and quality losses. In the shrimp processing factory environment, it is necessary to use clothing that is both warm and sanitary. The factory is equipped with receiving tanks and a shrimp washing line, where substandard products such as soft or damaged shrimp are removed before entering the sorting machine. The sorting machine functions to monitor and classify the size of the shrimp and also represents the last opportunity to remove any foreign contaminants before beginning the packaging process. Frozen shrimp are very fragile and can break easily if not handled carefully. Therefore, the steps of transporting and arranging the product must be carried out gently to protect the quality of the shrimp. In terms of aquaculture, high-tech shrimp farming models are becoming increasingly popular due to their ability to produce up to 3 crops a year, which is double that of traditional models. The use of high technology in managing water quality and minimizing disease risks from weather helps enhance environmental sustainability through effective wastewater treatment. This also reduces the mortality rate of shrimp compared to traditional farming. The shrimp industry is moving towards developing closed-loop systems from production to sales in order to reduce costs and improve product quality. To promote this development, forming large-scale shrimp farming cooperatives is a crucial step. These cooperatives are provided with quality feed, shrimp fry, and farming supplies, while also ensuring a market for the product. This contributes to stability and efficiency in the agriculture and aquaculture sectors. The integrated shrimp farming system with a closed-loop production line offers significant economic benefits but also faces challenges related to biosecurity, such as disease in livestock. The fluctuations in shrimp prices on the global market also pose a significant issue for farmers, requiring them to continuously monitor and analyze market trends to develop responsive strategies and adapt quickly to changes in the business environment. Our video has come to an end. What do you think about the methods American fishermen use to catch billions of king crabs and lobsters each year? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Nature Farm channel to watch the most interesting videos. Goodbye and see you again.